Well, here we are. Still some snow out there, but it's time to get her ready. Ordered online a complete package from ACS, including the front rock guards, and then putting the Z06 spoiler rockers on there. And then I thought these looked pretty interesting. They're a set of rear diffusers in a 4-pack, which obviously are for protection. This is more so just for looks. They all are ordered in carbon flash, which looks to be a pretty good match, which should be exciting. The car is a 2017 Grand Sport in Watkins Gray with carbon flash parts on it. The whole idea, this car only has 8,000 kilometers on it, and all this is beat up from the gravel along here and here. So obviously too late for that. Those rocker panels should cover up most of this. I guess maybe I'll replace these one day, but yeah, we'll see how she goes. So I'll click on and off here. First thing is to lower the car down a bit. Okay, I'm going to start front to back. I think these are the culprits here. Obviously with the tires being as wide as they are, there's just nothing but gravel finding its way all the way down here, and this is really quite destroyed. Maybe I have to get a new set now. A little bit of 3M on there, but this is where the damage is here. And the first parts, the ACS XL front guards, does have the nice carbon flash paint here where it's going to show, and obviously the other ones stop here. I did a lot of snooping around. The ACS product definitely spendy, I'll say that, but so far the quality of it looks like it's going to last at least anyways, compared to some of the stuff you see coming from overseas. Time will tell, but a little more money, but it certainly looks better already. Looks like there's one little 7mm bolt right here to take off, and then I'll use a plastic pry tool to break this seam here and pop those off. Pretty basic for sure. That bolt comes out, and these pop out real nice with a plastic panel remover. Now we'll just take the ACS panel here. There's this tab back here. Looks to go in like so. And look at that, really nice tight finish. Perfect color match. I mean, you can see the difference. That's 2 inches. Now it actually is flush or even sticks past the tire, which is where the problem is. Probably would have been all I needed, but you know, once you're ordering online, it's so easy to click, click, click. So yeah, I'm excited. We'll see what it all looks like here shortly. I'm not going to record the other side. I'll just record this one side, and when I put the rear diffusers on, of course, I'll record all of that for you. Well, both sides done. That was all of 5 minutes, and so super solid. I probably should have did it the day I bought the car to avoid this, but you know, you don't know. Of course, if I was to ever replace this car with another one with the same body, then yeah, we would know. On to the rockers. We'll see what these look like. So these are the, I think they call them the Z06 07 model of some sort. Well, I'll crack these open and take a look. Okay, so the side rockers, I find these a little bit interesting. They are same thing with the carbon flash painted along there. Look exactly like the Z06 style rockers. Looks like there are a few factory bolt holes there that are going to coincide with some of these bolt holes underneath. There's a slot for the jacking area there and there by the looks of things. And then it looks like they're asking you to drill a bunch of holes in these areas and these areas, and then they supply you with rivets, 2 lengths, short and long, to attach these points and these points along the car, which I'm fine with, since really this panel has already kind of been ruined anyways, and whatever, it's just a car. We can get more. So yeah, I think it looks like first we'll line up all these bolts, take these 5 bolts out underneath here, put it up into place, drill, and get the rivet gun out and put her back in place. I'm doing this by myself, so obviously not going to be able to record everything here with one arm. But more to follow. Okay, I'm partially done installing the driver's side rocker panel. I've got 2 bolts put in, the factory back bolts just hand tightened. And it looks like this is going to line up properly, along with all of this here. It should be a nice tight fit. And along here, this, however, looks to be a problem, that they either did not figure on using the XL rock guards with this panel. Yeah, so I'm not sure what to cut, actually. Do I cut this a little bit here, or do I cut the tip off of this? And I'm thinking the answer would be the tip off of this, because otherwise you'll see it there. I mean, that's quite a big difference. The other thing is that the 2 front bolts here, you can see they have 2, not sure if you'll be able to see that, there are 2 bolt holes here, and actually I can show you on this panel. These 2 bolt holes here look to be wrong. You can see they've marked these locations, so I don't know if this is for a Z06 replacement or a ZR1 or something, but it definitely looks like these 2 holes are going to have to be punched out. And then these 2 holes on the one that's on the car aren't drilled out either. So I'm going to have to, so you can see there's no drill outs there. I'm going to have to find those and drill it out for this hole here. And there's no hole inside here. So yeah, a little bit of customizing, which I'm a little bit surprised I'm going to have to deal with, but I guess nothing we can't handle. And it could be that the XL rock guard is just simply not intended to go with this piece here. And you can see it should look pretty good when it's done. It's just a little bit more, I didn't expect to do any customizing, quite frankly. But I can see how it's going to protect the car. So yeah. I'll take this back down, trim it, drill out some holes, and see if I can get a better fit than this. Well, here we are about 15 minutes later with the 5 factory bolts in place. One there, and then at the front with this one here and these 2 here. You do indeed need to drill out the holes closer to the center to line up. And this little trim and filing here was not the end of the world. Again, just surprised that it needed to be done. It looks fine. It's just plastic, or ACS composites of some sort, sorry. Yeah, now I got to put all the rivets in to hold this up nice and tight. And I think it's going to be a pretty nice finish. So rivets, I'm going to have to go from the underside into these holes here, drill those. And then these holes here as well. And then 2 different length rivets that they include in the package for each set. And what I'll do here is I'll start in the center and then work my way out as I get a couple in the center. Loosen off the bolts so that this thing can move around a little bit, just so it can be no pressure or anything on it. And it'll stop it from doing this type of stuff too with those rivets in there. So far so good. Just one minor hiccup, but yeah, I think it's the right fit for this car, definitely. And the carbon flash, the carbon fiber look wouldn't have fit with this car, as there's really, I think there's some carbon fiber inside. I haven't driven it in months. Hopefully only a month away, but she'll be ready. So a little something here. A lot of the people you see putting these on will jack the car up, and I figured I had a one-up on them because I do have a lift. I used to store this car in the winter, which makes it great, obviously, to work on here. But to get these, you need to drill all these holes for the rivets. I found this here, which is actually called a skew driver, and then you use a angled type of or a socket type of bit here to go in. See if I can put this down for just a second. Should make things a little bit easier. So I am just about to start. I'm going to start with this one here. I'll pop that in, and I'll video clicking the first rivet into place. The first hole is drilled right there. At first I was wondering if I should silicone that, but you know what, there's no metal in there. It's not going to rust. Not going to worry about things too much here. Put this in here, see if I can prop this camera up to hopefully get a video of this. So for those of you who haven't riveted before, it's very straightforward. Push it into place, push it up, take your rivet gun, make sure you've got the right size tip on it, put it into place here, make sure you're pushing up on it, squeeze this a couple of times, and it is going to simply break this bit off. So when you're done, this piece comes out and your rivet stays into place and you're solid. Okay, showing you one, don't need to bore you to death with the others. I'll get cracking on these and lower the car and yeah, see what the fit's like, but so far so good. A couple little side notes. So on these rivets, there's actually two sizes included, a short and a long, as you can see there. So the long ones are the rivets that go on the outside, like in these areas here, and the shorts are going inside here. In the way. Also, when you're drilling these holes, be very careful, and no, it did not happen to me, but just be very careful that you just go through the fiberglass, drill slowly, because there are cooling lines right behind this panel, and yeah, that would probably suck. Okay, almost done this. Well, here we are. Driver's side done, XL mud flap, and the Z06, I believe they call it a 7 series rocker guard. Looks pretty good. Real tight and solid. Perfect match to the car. Carbon flash is good. Certainly a little bit extra work than I thought. And I haven't done this side yet, but just to give you an idea, almost looks a bit naked over there without it. Even though the Grand Sport's got some nice body lines and details, the rocker guards certainly finish it off. So yeah, I'll put the other side on next, and then move on to the rear diffusers, which even of course the Z06 does not have. All right, next video will be okay, both sets of rockers are done. The other side went way faster, usually does. This is next are these diffusers, which have nothing to do with protection, but you know, you got the car up ready to work on, you might as well slam them on there. They're labeled. You can see this one here says driver's side. So there are 2 per side, and the way that it works is that they go up here like something like this. I think they're slightly different on each one. So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Just give it a little bit of a different look. And from what I can see, this bolt and this bolt are what you're going to use to align the whole thing, and they include this large template here to cut out, and looks like those factory bolts will go there, and then we're going to drill these 4 holes out here, and no, sorry, there's the factory bolts there, and then we drill out these 6 holes. Obviously put 6 clips on there, and yeah, away it goes. Yeah, some people are going to freak out drilling 6 holes, but again, I don't plan on ever taking them off. And this bumper panel is separate here, so you would only replace from here down. Or there's good bodymen out there who could fill it, or whatever. There will only ever be 2 holes visible anyway. So again, carbon flash, which looks to be an exact match of the carbon flash back here. So I will get the templates on and turn back on right after with the paper templates in. Fairly straightforward. Again, you just use those factory 2 mounting holes. And now we're going to drill 6 holes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I am alone today. I'll be putting the camera down and not letting you watch all the gore of drilling into the bumper of a C7 Corvette. Okay, that's done now with 1/8 pilot holes. And now we're going to remove this. You see a little tiny hole there. Remove this template. You can tighten these 2 screws up down here, get this paper out. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the other side is done as well. And now we ream them out a little bit bigger to 1/4 inch. That's next. 1. Again, pretty spendy, but you know, I think it really changes the looks of it. Just subtle, and yeah, I'm sure there's something to do with performance, but let's face it, it's on there for looks. Put the second one on and kick in there. With both on, I think it really completes the look of this thing. Really kind of always looked a little bit naked back there to me, just missing a line or 2. You know, obviously not quite as obvious when it's up in the air like this, but you know, I know people are constantly staring at the tailpipes on these things, and this just really finishes it off. They're nice and solid. But boy, these 2 screws, the one up behind here and the one up behind there, prepare to wrestle, because they're not easy. They're this hole and this hole. I think the passenger side is going to be a lot easier, which is right. Well, there we are, all 4 of them on there. I would say it really completes the back look of this car. Breaks that body panel up nice. So yeah, excited to get this thing down and drive it around, hopefully in the next couple weeks, and enjoy what's on there and really see if it's gonna do some protection here. On a scale of 1 to 10 functionality, these look like they're going to be a 10. To put them on, literally seconds aside, 1 bolt, they all clip on. The rocker panels gives you that nice Z06 look in the carbon flash. I know they are available in full carbon fiber look. I think they're more money. Installation, again, not that difficult. I've seen some guys re-drill the holes underneath for some reason for the factory bolts. I'm not 100% sure why, except unless they had this issue here where it hits. I think taking 5 minutes and trimming this down to fit was better, because then your line along here is going to be perfect, just like the manufacturer wanted it to be. Plus it's going to line up here nicely. So yeah, a bit finicky, spendy, but less than half of the cost of the factory Z06 panels from GM. These bits back here, again, really just for looks. I know I've got a couple buddies with these machines, and I'm not even going to tell them about it, see if they pick up on it, but I know sitting next to another one, it'll definitely have another look. Installation wise, hey, you can't be afraid to drill into some plastic And these top bolts are really finicky. Take your time. Definitely, I'm lucky I have the lift here. One thing I forgot to say is when you're tightening these up, make sure these are out, so you've got some flex here. And I did find that putting the top bolt in and tightening it all the way before putting in these two starting made it easier. You would think putting them all three and then tighten them would be simple, but then the bumper couldn't flex. So, you know, pulling this down was the key to getting these top bolts. So tighten these all the way, or almost, maybe like half a turn left. Get these started, then crank these up, and then tighten these up. Bottom ones are obviously very simple. That's about it for now. We'll see if maybe one day we'll add, I think ACS makes panels that replace these or cover these. I'm not sure. If not, I might have to get new ones from GM. And they make a pretty neat looking grill too that I'm going to take a little bit closer look at. This is the Z06 grill, and they make one that's got some LED lights in here somewhere. I'll have to check that. As you can see, I've got laser diffusers in there and a 360 radar, so don't really want to cover those up. But anyway, that might be next, because this now looks a little bit plain, but the car's only got, like I say, 8,000 kilometers on it, so not too worried about making it that different yet. That'll probably be it for this year. Anyhow, hope this video may help you make a decision on what you might want to do to yours and some products. Again, I did a lot of research. I know that this is not the cheapest stuff out there. I seen some guy trying to install on YouTube a set of these from China, I guess, for $400, and you know, after physically touching those things, sorry man, but they looked horrible compared to what these things look and feel like. So these are a no-brainer. That should come with every Corvette, with the wide tires, of course. And then you put these on without these, and those maybe look a bit big, a bit funny. Tough to say. I just went ahead and did both right at once. So yeah, thumbs up there, ECS. I think decent product, and if people take the time to do their research, they should end up going with this stuff. I think it's good. Okay, bye for now. Feel free to leave me any questions in the comments below. Ciao.